I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's under 100. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's under 100. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's under 100.
You know what it is? You are in PE with Dave and Jay.
What's
That's my
happening?
guy, Dave. And I'm Jay. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Happy New Year, bro.
Yeah, man. New Year,
Yeah,
2022.
man.
Finally came around, man. 2021 was tough.
It was a tough
right?
one, man. It was a tough one.
Yeah.
But we did some great things, though. We started a podcast. Yeah.
I mean, hey, we're here and we're still here, right? You know what I mean?
Hell
So, props to that. That's dope. That's fantastic, man.
That shit was dope, man. That shit was dope. What you got for us today, man?
Man, I think we try to hit back up today, man. Well, what I want to do is I want to introduce some different nuances to kind of promote growth for back. Something that I'm not, that I've been introduced to recently. Something that I haven't, implemented in my workout. What I normally struggle with is pull-ups. I'm kind of stuck around that 20, quantity. I'm sorry, not quantity, but 20 rep count.
Yeah.
And I want to break that. I want to break that barrier, man. I want to break that plateau. So finding out some new ways, research and finding out some new ways to possibly build our backs up a little bit, man. So
nice.
For starters, though, man, I want to start with the deadlift, man, because it's an intense workout. It's kind of an energy suck. Something that you want to get in before you get anything else in, man, because you try to put that at the end of the workout, man, and you be gassed. So I want to start off with the deadlift, man. We'll do 3 sets, roughly the 6 to 8 range, man. And like I told you guys previously, I try to do something really light, man, because I have back issues. So I'll try to play it light, but it's something that you shouldn't neglect in your workout, man, when you're dealing with back.
Love the deadlift. Yeah, I love the deadlift, bro.
Yeah, a lot of folks introduce that into their leg workout, man, but we're gonna do it in the back workout today.
Yeah, definitely a back workout, man. So when it comes to the deadlift, legs are gonna be what, shoulder width apart, or you have them a little closer than shoulder width?
Well, I do shoulder width, just to have like a reference point, to keep your legs right. Yep. And you can see me good. I know this is a tough setup here, but yeah, man. So what I do is I keep my feet shoulder width apart. A lot of people have an alternating grip. They'll keep one arm over and one hand underneath to kind of protect your biceps, man. That's very important. Protecting your biceps, man. A lot of people, I've seen, videos of folks, snapping their biceps, man, trying to do heavy deadlifts. So, man, it's important that you keep a firm grip or alternating grip. Okay. And when you come down, you want to bend your legs slightly, right? You're not trying to isolate your legs. You're trying to isolate your back, and you're trying to utilize your back, right? So the exercise is pretty simple. You start at the rest position here, and then you come up, and you're utilizing your lower back to make this happen. All right. Yep. See that? And I'm bending slightly, and I'm coming up. Bending slightly, and I'm coming up, and I feel that in my back.
Yeah.
I'm utilizing this rack for stability, which utilizes these poles, to keep I guess it's like a cheater setup, it keeps everything in line, I normally do these on, just no dumbbells, but my gym is a little small, so I have to use what I can. All right. So you got it?
Let's get it. I got it, bro. Right. I think our workout buddies got it too, man. All right. You're set, bro. You're set.
All right, I'm gonna knock it out.
Man, so every day is a mission to fight negativity, bro. So the start of the year, lots of positive vibes and positive energy. Well, I've been, just to be honest with you, man, honest with y'all folks at home, I've been fighting some negativity. I'm starting a business, starting a business as getting back into being a personal trainer, and lots of man, because lots of people are coming up, they see in the podcast, lots of people are asking questions, so I figured, might as well do what I love, but what I'm starting to see is a lot of people have these New Year's resolutions, right? A lot of people coming up to me, they want to get started, and so the scheduling, getting people scheduled and put on my calendar and things like that, and making time for them, taking time away from my family, time away from doing other things, to try to help people get right, and people, it's like, just to be quite frank, man, I've had like maybe 20 people reach out to me since January 1st, and one consultation actually went through. All the rest of these people have like flaked or like backed out, or so it really, it's a lesson in, it's a lesson in positivity, man. That's how I see it. It's a lesson in positivity. But what it really got
Tony
me thinking,
the Tigers, man.
Yeah, Tony the Tigers,
yeah, man. That's what I call them, man. Just flake.
Why you call
Tony
the Tigers?
Yeah, just
they're great.
Yeah, no, just like I said, that's what they're good at, man. Flaking, So it's pretty frustrating, but I mean, that's that's to be expected. New Year's resolution. That's how it goes, man. The Jimmy pack for like what, at least a month, and then after that, no more, man. So, like I praise folks for trying to make changes in their life, and consistency is everything.
Consistency is everything. Shit, in this case, it's like you got to get started, right? You got to get started. So I'm not one to judge anybody. I don't expect everybody's grind to be my grind, right? But it just got me thinking about, I had to think about it in a positive light, man, because that's what we do, right? We push positivity, PE, positive energy. So I started thinking about New Year's resolutions, man, right? And the whole myth or the whole thing about New Year's resolutions, man. What do you think about New Year's resolutions, Dave? Well, you lift. I'll tell you what I think about it. You lift.
All right, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, so I'm not really big on New Year's resolutions, man. I feel like they're resolutions, right? Or whatever. Somebody calls them something like resolutions, but I don't care about how they say it. I feel like people lie to themselves, man. They want to do right. They want to do good. But what they realize is that it's not really a new... I mean, the new year doesn't mean necessarily a new you, because you are... what they're trying to change is habitual actions. They're trying to change habits a lot of times, right? And habits don't change overnight. Right? It takes like 18 to 26 days or some shit like that to create a new habit. And a lot of times,
21 days. Yep.
Yeah, right. So a lot of times your habits are based in laziness. Like you do things without even having to think about them. It's like a lazy way of doing something, right? So it's hard to change habits, and people convince themselves like this is gonna be my year. This is gonna be my year. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna stop smoking. I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna stop that. Everybody thinks the new year is a way to get a new start, and I disagree. I disagree. That's like just because it's my birthday doesn't mean that it's gonna be a good day. Like a day doesn't. You make the day. You make it happen. It's not necessarily a date that's gonna make something happen. That's how I feel.
It's time for your set.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you. I think we're in sync with that, man. Honestly, I think it's a cop out. It's a recipe for disaster for me, man. To wait for the new year to change your life. You can change your life at any point. And to me, I guess, like I said, it's a setup. And that itself is a habit, right? Everybody at the New Year's want to, talk about, they're changing their life and doing something different because it's a new year. I mean, right there, you just set yourself up for failure. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to get better. You'll talk yourself into it for the good month. You feel good about it. But just like I said, just like anything else, man, you'll just, you'll flake off. Because you're associating with, a change in time, opposed to, just setting any time to really just change. You know what I mean? You can change at any point. It's kind of like Christmas to me. Like everybody sets up a time where they want to be nice and give gifts and all that other stuff, man. It's just like, why wait to that point? You understand what I'm saying? Why wait to that point? Well, do it. If you really want change, you do it at any point, every day of your life. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm not a big fan of resolutions. I used to make them when I was, I got caught up in that too when I was younger, but I realized, like I said, it's a setup, and having that in your mind that you're going to do it at this point is just perpetuating procrastination. You know what I mean?
Procrastination, it is.
It's keeping that going. And then, you know, with procrastination, of course, you don't want to do it. So what's going to keep you? Another year? You know, another new year? You know what I'm saying? Another new year. So like, I just, like I said, I've never been a big fan of that.
You said something that just really, you know, I like, you said something that really just exploded my mind a little bit. You said a change in time.
Yeah.
Your resolution your goals can't be steeped in a change in time. There has to be a change in mind. Think about it like that. There has to be a change in mind, not a change in time, right? Because, keep this, 77%, this is as of January, an article came out January 2nd, 2022, brand new article. 77% of people that make resolutions, they stick to it for 1 week.
Wow.
They stick to it for the first week, and that's a wrap. And if you can't really, I don't think I'm allowed to really let you take a look around my gym, but I'm telling you, last Sunday, this gym was packed.
Okay.
The whole week, up until about Wednesday. I come in here, I'm talking to Dave every morning. I can't even get on this machine. Now here it is, 9:15, 9:30 on a Sunday, empty.
Nathaniel.
Right? It's 1 week. 1 week. About 19%, it says, 19% stick to their goals and see their resolution and see it through all. I'm just changing the weight here. Get a little heavier. 19% stick to their goals, Dave. 19% stick to their goals and see it through the whole year.
And again, and that's what I'm saying. And I think it's all rooted in that time frame. It's all rooted in, I'm gonna wait till this happens. I'm gonna wait till, you know, I get my check. Or I'm gonna wait till, like, you know, like something else pops off in order for you to change. I think that's the wrong idea in the first place, man. I'm a little flustered early and I really couldn't get that point across, but that's what you know what I mean? That's basically what it is, man. We're all waiting for something else to pop.
We're waiting for something.
Us to change.
It's procrastination. It's just what you call what you said it. It's procrastination.
And so yeah, again, I'm not a big fan of it, and I normally don't set goals that way now. You know, because I did, I guess that's why my future is. I mean, you know, that's why my present is the way it is now. Is because I was caught up in that same lifestyle and the way of thinking. So yeah, now it's not, man. When I decided to change my diet, when I decided to get in shape, I didn't wait till New Year's, man. I just did it right then and there. Best decision I could have ever made. For folks that don't know, man, I used to be about 215. I'm only like 5'9", so big, 215, man. I was like a brick shit house. And it wasn't a good look for me, man. It wasn't a good look for my my bone structure. So, but yeah, I just made the decision to go ahead and change my diet, change the way I did business, and no looking back
monster
at this point. No looking back now, man. I'm the fittest I've ever been. Man, 42 years old, man, and I feel like I'm 17. So, one to grow on right there.
He's a monster.
One to grow on.
Yeah, man. I feel you, man.
You good with them sets? You good with those sets?
How many did you do? You did 2 or 3? This your third one right here?
I already did 3. I'm knocked out 3.
That was my third. That was my third.
Okay, all right. So the next move we're gonna do just standard pull-ups. All right, but the nuance here though. All right, so watch. Can you see my hand grip? You can see my bars up top.
I can see them. Let me see your hand grip.
All right, so I'm gonna be up here. Can you see that?
Nope.
Can you see my hand? Okay, I'm gonna raise the camera a little bit, guys, so you could all see. All right, boom. I think there we go.
Oh, there they are.
Look at that.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is, a lot of people like to grip this way. They like to grip around the bar. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grip over the bar. All right, my thumbs are gonna be out of the question. Okay, it's gonna look a little like this. Okay, and this will help engage your back muscles as well. And also, what you want to try to do is, when you're doing these back workouts, man, you want to kind of take your shoulders out of the equation and kind of relax your shoulders back to away from your ears before you do any movement. Okay, so like I said, it'll start isolating your back muscles and take the shoulder out, man. Because what I notice is I use a lot of shoulders when I'm trying to pull myself up, man. Because you're in the numbers game, right?
Facts. Yeah.
Also, the wide grip works for me because that's the one I struggle with. So, I try to do that a little bit more to get my numbers up. Because once you get wide grip down, everything else seems simple. So those are 2 things to pay attention to when doing pull-ups, man. And this is simple enough, man. I want to do 4 sets of 15. You guys do as much as you can, but for me, like I said, when I try to do max rep, I can get like 20, maybe 25 if I'm feeling really good that day. But 4 sets of 15 to help me build and get those numbers up. All right.
Nice. Yeah, you know what? I think about when you mentioned procrastination. for me, I'm just going to use my little area right here. I can't even grip around this, so this is perfect. When you mention procrastination, what I think about is I think it was like Monday or Tuesday this week or last week. I was on the phone with you, got a pretty good chest workout. I was feeling good. I was like, "Bet it's time to get out of here." And I know I'm supposed to do abs and cardio, and I told Dave, I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm just gonna skip the cardio." And Dave didn't. He made me feel too bad. He just was like, "Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. Be like that sometimes." Like, yeah, I'm not gonna do the run today. And then I was like, you know what? Nah, let me go ahead and get on the treadmill. Then I said, nah, I'm a start back doing cardio next week. You remember that day?
Yep.
You remember I said that?
Yeah.
And he didn't even do nothing. All he did was make a sound. He said, right?
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. I'm gonna do. Yo, Dave, my bad. Are we going with front or we back?
No. Never back. Never back.
Always front.
That doesn't do anything for you, man. So hey, look. So what I want you to do, man, is I want you to come up with your head over the bar. All right. Yeah. You want to go over the bar, man. That's what we're going for. Yep. And another thing too, what I didn't mention earlier, guys, is I want you to kind of focus, have a good mind muscle connection here, and try to envision pulling with your elbows opposed to your hands, right? I know that's a hard concept, man, but hard concept to grasp, but once you're doing it, you understand what I'm saying. All right. So when I'm here, I want to focus on my elbows coming up. All right. Not like just, locking out and pulling with my arms. Okay. I want to pull my grips. I want to pull with the elbows. And I can feel like contraction. I can feel like contraction already, man. It's just it's a mind muscle. It's a mind muscle connection, man, with your back, man. That's what I've struggled with in the past. Just adding that little nuance, those three nuances to this workout, man, is actually
with those thumbs.
I'm really feeling effects to it. So
with my setup here, it's not even a bar. Instead of me moving over to the bars, it's like a fat piece of metal, right? Yeah, so I can't even grip. I can't even put my hand around it. You see what I'm saying? So it's forcing me to have that grip that you're saying. The only problem here is that it's a little slippery. So it's harder for me since it's a little slippery. So I'm just gonna do a few more than 3 or 4 sets. But you definitely set goals though, right? So you don't do New Year's resolutions, but you obviously set goals, right?
Yeah. It's just I don't wait for the New Year's.
You don't wait.
Okay.
So have you set any goals for the upcoming year? Like, it's not necessarily a resolution, but did the change in time, did that spark you to be like, well, you know what? Since I am thinking about it being a new year, here are some goals that I want to accomplish in the next year.
All right, man. This is awesome. So yes, there's about, I think, 3 goals that I'm trying to set, man, for my life, right? I'm trying to think positively. That's number 1. Everything I do, I want to think positively, man. I just, I want to try to, just basically erase negative thoughts from my mindset, period, man. And I'm already exercising that. I'm already doing that. And I'm it's bearing fruit, honestly. The next thing that I wanted to do was basically get organized, man. Get organized in my life, man. Because I'm a clutter master, man. I'm like organized confusion type of dude. My truck's
I've seen your workshop. I've seen your workshop.
Yeah, but no, my workshop is actually organized.
It's organized confusion.
You know what I mean? But it's like everything's in its place. I even got cutouts for my tools and the toolbox and all that. But it's just, everything's everywhere. But it's just, like I said, I just need a little bit more organization, man, to really I think it's what stifles me when something's messy. When you folks, man, when living in squalor, living in that mindset, or living in that atmosphere, really clouds your judgment, clouds your mind. So that, and then also procrastination, man. We just talked about that a little bit. I'm a huge procrastinator. Huge. Right. Always waiting to the last minute, man. And I think we all, we're under that myth that, oh man, if I wait for the last minute, that's when my creative juices come out. That's when I'm at my best, man. That's bullshit. Okay, that's bullshit. So I'm trying to stop that too. So those are my 3 goals, really, man. And I think once I corral that and I get that under wraps, man, things will change. I think things will come out clean for me, man. Straight up.
Those are, and then I think it's important to have goals that are achievable, right? So some of the things that I read about like why people don't accomplish their resolutions is because they set unachievable goals. They said that people don't know the why behind their goals, or their resolutions. It's like, why do you want to get healthy? It's like somebody wants to get healthy, but it's because they want to look like a celebrity, or they want to look like a Kardashian. And it's like, is that your real why? Is that why going to sustain you, when it's Sunday morning, and
right.
you said you were going to go, but now you don't want to? Is Kim Kardashian's body going to sustain you? So, and you got to set step-by-step goals also. Set smaller goals or smaller achievable goals, right? Oh, the other thing is if you slip off, right? If you slip off from accomplishing your goal or your resolution, just be gracious with yourself, be forgiving, and just get back right on it. Don't be like, oh, wow, it's over. Now I'm going to have to start next month. And it's January 8th or 9th, right?
That's a good point. I think it's funny you mentioned that, because I know, like, over the holidays, I didn't eat well, okay, to say the least. I was kind of indulging a little bit more than I normally would. And then I noticed a little change in my frame. Just a smidge. I mean, something that you will only notice yourself, right? Being in the mirror, being as vain as I am, right? And things like that tend to throw you off your path, right? Because you're like, oh man, I done messed up and I'm not where I want to be. I'm not as excited to be in there because now I got to work from ground zero back to where I was. And that the whole point of this is to get better, right? So to have those setbacks means you have to do a little bit more to even get to that goal. So now you have to fix what you already messed up and then get on track to get better, right? So you tend to like say, well, should I? And throughout my whole career, that's what it's been for me. And then, once you get back in the game, you're like, why did I ever stop? So always have that in the back of your mind when you want to stop. Like, why did I ever stop, man? This feels great. This is awesome. This is an awesome feeling. Sometimes the end game and the goal and the appearance is not what keeps you. It's the journey itself, right? It's the journey. It's going through the process. So have that in mind when those setbacks do happen, man. That works for me.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that, man, because sometimes you just don't feel like going to the gym, right? And your body is a machine. Like, you have to oil it, right? So if you don't, it's going to function differently. It's going to look different, right? And a lot of times, sometimes I'll end up taking 3 days off, didn't even plan to. And I get back, it's hard to get back in the gym. And what I tell myself is those 3 days are setting me up for like a breakthrough. The 3 days that I ended up slipping off, when I get back, all I have to do is get back on my journey, and I'm going to be even further ahead than what I was. Because, instead of looking at the slip up as like a fall off, I look at it as like a setup. It's setting me up for. I gave my muscles rest, or I gave my brain a rest. Or it gave me
justify it.
It justify it, right? But what I'm really doing is convincing myself that all I have to do is get back on the journey and get back in the gym, and I'm gonna get gains. I'm gonna be better than I was. And I think there's some truth to that. There's some truth to what you just said.
But it can be self-destructive. It can be self-destructive because a lot of people use that as an excuse to say, "Well, I was giving myself time off. My muscles need rest, so I was feeling strained." Like, all right, then
your muscles don't need that much rest. Yeah, your muscles don't need a month's rest. You feel me? They don't. What we got next, bro?
I know.
This
is gonna be the chest-supported rows, right? You utilizing the bench for this workout, and pretty much, man, all you're gonna do is you're gonna lay on this bench like you're doing a scap trap. If guys are you familiar with it, but if you're not, you can just follow along. You're gonna be laying down here. You're gonna be grabbing a dumbbell underneath you. Okay. I like to pull up from one side. I'm sorry, barbell. Yeah. I apologize. And then it's simple enough. It's just rowing up to you. Okay.
Up to you.
And the reason why this is important, this setup is important for folks like me that have lower back issues or your lower back not being as developed. Okay, for some folks, doing a normal row, you utilize your lower back and you put a strain on your lower back, and you can't really use higher weights when you're doing that if you have a weak lower back. So a lot of folks, they'll take a barbell and a handle and a grip, and they put weights on the end, and they'll do rows that way, or they'll do bent over rows this way. And basically, like you see how I'm bent over, all the strain is on your lower back. It takes that strain away. All right, simple enough. And you utilize an overhand grip. And remember, I probably didn't do it. Okay, I caught myself just now, but utilizing that grip without your thumb.
With the thumb, I figured. Yeah, I bet. Yes, sir. I haven't really, I hadn't really thought about what my goals were for the year until we started preparing for today. So my initial 3, I have a few goals I want to accomplish. But my initial 3, first, I want to play first place in men's physique. That's a little insider right there. All right, I want to play first place. 2, I want to. This one, I want to protect my emotional energy. So I kind of, the best way for me to put this, I want to reserve my emotional energy for people who are in my inner circle, right? I've decided that I have an inner circle of people, and then that circle is within a bigger circle. So I think you understand what I mean by that. So I want to protect my energy from people who are not within my inner circle. Right. Emotional energy. Like, and my third goal is by 2023, I want us to have at least 1,000 followers on our social media platforms. Yeah, and I've done the math. Yeah, we've been at this about a little over 2 months. Yeah, a little over 2 months. And our following has grown. So I figure if we do just average what we've been doing, reaching 1,000 followers by the end of 2022 shouldn't be unattainable. But with my goals, I have goals that are step by step. Like for instance, with my inner circle goal, right? While I'm protecting my emotional energy from people who aren't in that inner circle, I want to focus on how I treat the people in the inner circle because they're obviously important to me. You feel me? So, so a sub goal or a step is, nourishing those relationships more, so like spending more quality time with each of my daughters, but on an individual level, because it's 3 of them. So instead of just spending all time with all of them at one time, I want to make sure that I'm it's what is it? On purpose. What is it? It's intentional. That I'm intentional with the way that I'm spending time with them individually, or with the way that I talk to my wife sometimes and things like that. So it's important to remember that your goals have sub goals. They have it could be goal 1, but then it's 1A and 1B and 1C. You know what I mean? Because those things will help you achieve the ultimate goal.
Right. And I'm also exercising that. That wasn't necessarily a goal. So like for me, like I'm not trying to sound self-righteous or anything, but it wasn't a goal. It was just something I just wanted to implement and to become part of you. I think with a goal, you're looking at, something that's climactical, right? You're looking at an end game when you talk about goals, right? You're like, oh, I'm gonna set a goal to be this. And then you're like, well, what's the end game, right? So I don't associate what I'm trying to do with my family as goals. Not saying that that's a bad thing at all. That's actually wonderful. But for me, it's not, because it's something that's ongoing. And I've been doing the same thing with my children, is trying to isolate my time with them and basically getting to know them personally and sharing their interests, and that's, showing interest in their interests, right? So giving them that time. So that's something that's been ongoing for me. So I definitely feel what you're saying as far as that inner circle too, man. Me being an introvert as well, very important that you keep those folks. Oh man, me and my wife were having a good conversation yesterday about that, and she was just talking about like starting a business and getting support for, and then not noticing that the support was there with all of the people that she considered friends. But I told her, it actually, that's a blessing, because then who to appreciate. You know what I'm saying? When you do get to that zenith, right? So you get to that point, it's like, who was in your corner. You're not necessarily doing things to, show people, that you are worthy of support or whatever have you, or dancing on them when you're actually successful. Is more so appreciating those that that knew you were going to make that, knew that you were going to get to that point. So it's not it's all intentions. It's not a vindictive thing. It's more so, you know, it's something that kind of reveals who your true folks are, right? And paying attention to that inner circle and giving, you know, paying homage to that inner circle is very important. So good point.
It's not important, yo. It's not important. And you know, one thing that I recently realized is that, you know, it's like I think it's common. He said, "I don't want to be the one that loves you. I want to be the one that hurts you and loves you the most." Something like that. He said, right?
Yeah.
I want to be the one that loves you and hurts you the most. And when you think about that, it sounds romantic, but it sounds fucked up. And it is fucked up. It's the people that you love the most that you end up hurting the most. You know, and I started realizing that about myself. It's like the people who are in my corner, the people who are in my inner circle are the ones that, you know, that I let my anger show most with, you know, or they're the ones that I fly off at the mouth with, you know, but when I'm out in public and somebody pisses me off, I just let that shit slide, you know, and, or if it's somebody who's in the bigger circle, I may let that shit slide, you know, because I look at them like, you know, whatever, you know, and I need to change that, you know, I need to change that, you know, and I'm going to, you know, not because it's a resolution or a new year. It's just, it's something that I'm sick of, you know. But
I understand.
Or with my first goal, a sub goal of that would be like just being healthy, you know, like, because you can't, you know, I'm not going to be able to accomplish that goal place in first place if I'm not eating right and if I'm skipping leg day and shit, you know what I mean? So
word.
You feel me? So
yeah,
so things you got to do. I like this what we call this exercise again?
This is a chest supported row. You know, guys, if you're with us on this journey, it's funny, right? To see us set up, you know, kind of get in play. It's real life, right? You know, see us manipulate our own cameras, get in position, you know, to try to show you the right way. You know, this is real, man. This is the struggle. This is what I love, though, man. I love grassroots shit. I love being able to see where people come from. Of course, we have a big goal in mind. We're trying to get to a point where, you know, this is all taken care of, and we have isolated. We have an isolated facility of our own, and be able to have cameras everywhere positioned to kind of you know, make this more expedient. But this is real, man, and I appreciate the struggle. I appreciate the support as well, right?
Oh yeah, man. What we got next?
All right.
Let's go.
So this next workout is old-fashioned lat pull down. Everybody knows the sit-down variant here with the wide bar, okay, and the cables. Everybody knows this right here, man. The novice, the experienced guys know this workout. But look, I'm gonna add a twist to this. Okay, we're gonna still add the hand grip, right? But we're gonna do either a normal to a wide grip on this, right? Yeah. But the key to this exercise working out for you is no momentum. Okay, we want to stay rigid. We want to stay rigid, and you want to pull in front of you. Okay, and I'd like to get the bar roughly around middle chest height. Okay, when I'm coming down on that on the ending contraction. Okay, so this is pretty much the workout here, right? You're gonna see me. I'm not gonna be like swaying, using my lower back to kind of, you know, push myself or whatever have you. I'm just going to pull down like that, okay? Yeah. And then I want to focus on the negative, right? I want to focus on the negative, man, especially on the cables. You want to be able to, you know, feel that resistance back down, because you don't want the weight to do the work, okay? You want to control the negative, all right? Control it. That's very,
control
very,
the negative.
Very,
and what you mean by control the negative is control the way up. Right. You're saying control the way up, right?
Yes, exactly. Because, you know, like I said, on cables, man, gravity's going to do all the work, right? Gravity's going to do all the work regardless if you let it, but that's not the point of this, okay? That's not the point of this. So, boom. Okay. See that? I'm not moving. Yeah. My back's not moving.
Yeah.
And I'm controlling the negative. I'm controlling it. I'm in control of this. All right?
Awesome. All right, yes, sir. All right, so one thing that I do like about resolutions is there is something that happens with, you know, when people make New Year's resolutions. Of course, you know, aside from thinking about the future and thinking about your goals and trying to plan and things, one thing I like that people do around New Year's is vision boards. People do vision boards. All right, I've done that shit before. Actually, I still have mine from 2021. sitting up in my room. All right. Vision boarding is cool, man. You know, we had a vision board party, you know, had family come over.
Oh snap!
You know,
that was big. That's big. That's big.
Yeah, we had family come over and bought, you know, art supplies and shit, you know. And we sat around and drank and talked and ate and worked on our vision boards, man. Everybody was into it. I was real happy and delighted that, you know, so many people in my family were into it, you know. And honestly, man, a lot of the things on my vision board, especially from 2021, just about everything that came true. You know, the only thing that didn't come true is I wanted to get a luxury vehicle for myself, and I didn't do that. You know, but everything else was accomplished. You know, how you feel about? Have you ever done a vision board before?
All right, so I'm in the process of actually creating some. I remember a little while ago, you told me something about, you know, whiteboards, right? And we went to this Airbnb and they had a plethora of whiteboards around the house, man. And one of those things that, you know, once you get inspiration, man, you can write it down. It's always there until someone erases, of course. But, you know, you basically control that. You know, you're inspired, you get an idea, you put it down. Or if you see something every day, so I'll tell you what the subconscious, kind of like clings to is repetitive actions, right? So if you continue to see things every day or do things every day, it becomes part of you, becomes, you know, your subconscious is wired to win. So basically gives you what you desire. So if you constantly inundate your mind with the same thought process, that's what happens. You receive it. So with that being said, you know, whiteboards is good for, like, you know, daily affirmations, you know, things like, you know, to kind of reassure your greatness, right? But as far as the vision board, that's something in process. As a matter of fact, you know, I'm a woodworker, so I'm creating frames for the whiteboard. I bought a big slab 4x8 whiteboard and cut it into pieces, and I'm putting whiteboards. Currently putting whiteboards all around my house. It's in frame around my house in frames to kind of, you know, pretty them up. So I'm in work of doing a vision board, but I think it's very important to do so because, you know, it's always important to have a goal in mind all the time. And just like you said, man, those things kind of, you know, they come into fruition because it's just like, man, when I wanted to buy a pickup truck, man, for my business, you know, I did. You know what I mean? I just went ahead and did it because, you know, that was on my mind. Now it took some time to, you know, actually do so, but I did so, you know. So I think vision boards are very important. It's just something that I haven't instituted in my life yet. Yo,
yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah. I had to mute because, you know, I got a bunch of ruffians behind me. But yeah, man. I think vision boards work because of the visualization of it, right? Not to sound like basic in my response, but I mean, you have to see it, right? Like you have to envision it in order to believe it. So this leads me into the whole notion of like manifestation, right? Like the law of attraction, like the power of manifestation. People say things like you have to speak it into existence. You ever hear people say that? Yeah. You know, so, you know, in prayer, you know, prayer works, you know, because you speak it out loud and you know, but I've tried it all, right? And I can say, I've said so many times I am wealthy, or I am strong, and I'm the beast in the gym, and I'm the strongest person there. Or I can say all types of shit, man. But speaking it doesn't necessarily bring it into fruition. And it kind of irritates me when people say that, like, oh no, don't say that you this or you that, because you're gonna bring it into existence. Like, get on my face, bro. Like,
hey,
me saying that I'm a heroin addict doesn't mean that I'm gonna put a needle in my arm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't work that way. So when it comes to speaking things into existence or manifestation, what I've found is that it's belief, right? Belief is the key to making these things happen, right? So you can vision board all you want, but if you really don't truly believe that shit is gonna happen, and you don't put things into practice to make it happen, then it's not gonna happen, right? You know, so I like the vision board concept, but what I really like is the idea of believing that I can make something happen. You know, because for instance, if like this little platform I'm sitting on, it's a part of this what I'm working out on, right? When I go to sit on it, I have full belief that it's gonna catch my weight. right? When you sit in a chair or you lay on your bed, you have full belief, primarily because of experience, but you have full belief that it's going to sustain you and hold you. So you let your whole weight rest on it. But you wouldn't do that if you thought that it was weak, right? So when it comes to capturing our goals and manifesting things that we want, when we talk about belief, it's got to be that kind of that sit in the chair, lay on the bed type of belief. You know, what do you think? What do you think about manifestation? Yes, steadfast. Okay,
steadfast. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna give you a little example of how that works for me. I grew up a negative person, pretty much. I remember, man, way back, my man Craig, man, one of my good friends, man, he told me, he said, man, damn, man, like, 'cause, you know, you always just kind of like, you know, I don't know. I was a pessimist in the sense that, like, I always thought that, okay, I'd rather think negatively and be right than think positively and be disappointed. Okay, so that's a bad thing, right? And I remember him telling me, "Damn, man, my mom was right, man. You are negative, man. Damn." You know, because we were talking about something, and I always had to bring up, you know, why it couldn't be done. I couldn't just support somebody and say, "Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea." I've always, you know, just, you know, found something. You know, I was like a CFO, just trying to find reasons why something wouldn't work. Yeah. And I realized in my life, and then the military helped kind of perpetuate that mindset as well, because you know, I was constantly disappointed in the military, to be honest with you. And it's one of those things where everybody thought so, especially in aircraft maintenance, man. Like, if you just expect the worst and prepare your mind for the worst, and when it happens, it doesn't affect you, you know. But when something positive happens, it's a bonus. So I've continued to do so, and I've noticed that when I thought negatively, those things happened. You understand what I'm saying? Like, constantly. It's because I believed it. I wholeheartedly believed it, and it's kind of like you willed it through. You know, like you kind of made it. You brought it into fruition. Yeah, that's you know, again, that's the power of attraction. That's basically what it is. And I practice it, and I'm you know, I'm just a beneficiary on the negative side of it. You know what I mean? And I know exactly what that means. So now that's why I said one of my goals is to think positive. Right now is to be able to say, and I think the word beneficiary doesn't even make sense in that, you know,
in that sense, right?
In that statement. But I mean, that's just what it is. That's what it is. Though. That's like, but that's the way you got to look at it, right? Because now, in order to turn, you know, the positive in my favor, same thing. You know, I have to think that way. So that's why, and that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing as of late. And I've actually seen the fruits of my labor, man. You know, I started a new career, man. I was an aircraft mechanic, and now I'm working building homes. And I'm kicking ass, man, pretty much, you know. And it's one of those things where, like, I just thought positively, man, of myself and my abilities, and what's to come, you know, after retirement from the military, and everything's working out just as planned, man, just because of positive thoughts, positive thinking. So it's still a work in progress for me as far as manifestation. But again, you're right, you hit the nail on the head as far as faith. That's the most important thing, is faith, man. Hold steadfast faith. That these things will come into existence for you. So
yeah, man.
That is the missing link. That is the missing link. And you know what I mean? You know, to expound on that topic, man. You know, when I talk about subconscious and repetitive actions, man, that's why I don't watch the news, and that's why I don't have cable in my home. Okay, because if you see right now, the same thing is kind of recirculating, right? And we talked a little earlier about how, you know, 50,000 people die of an epidemic or pandemic, but only 5,000 people really had it. You know what I mean? Because it just gets in your head and it circulates, and it creates doubt and fear, right? So if you just take your world and make it positive, that's what will.
It's the same manifestation.
Exactly.
So what's this next? What's the next joint you had? The hanging. What was it? Some kind of scap.
It's a scapula.
It's some crazy. Well, I won't say craziness because people believe it, but people do crazy things with belief, man. And with this whole manifestation idea, I want to tell you some things that I read. Just get your opinion on it, and hopefully, you know, our workout buddies will give their opinions as well after they subscribe and like and then comment. Right? You see how I did that? I remember.
Yeah. All right. So pretty much you're gonna be doing a hanging pull-up, man, or scapula pull-up. So I'm gonna be bringing my shoulder blades together. All right, and I'm not gonna be pulling up with my elbows. I'm gonna be pulling up, pretty much hanging in kind of in that weird contraction. I'll show you. Can you see me? Oh, you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna have like a medium to wide grip here, and I'm gonna hang, and I'm gonna just kind of bring my shoulder blades together. it's hard for me because I've never done this before.
Oh, that's it right there. That's the movement.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's basically trying to engage those that middle of your back, man. What's called scapula.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So just try not to bend at the elbows. It's really it's really your shoulder blades contracting. It's hard. It's a little strange. It's gonna take some time to get used to. So it's basically like, you know how you kind of just stretching your. Yeah, and again, it's gonna be tough because it's gonna be tough in the beginning. It's gonna be tough,
but it's gonna be sore in the morning.
Yeah,
you're gonna feel like you're not doing it.
I'm gonna try to. Yeah.
Let's see it again. Yeah.
Oh, I just feel that. See, you could see it if I had my shirt off, but I don't do that.
I could see your triceps a little. Yeah, I could see your triceps going, and your shirt is moving. Scroot. So you're like moving forward a little bit.
Yeah. I'm moving forward as my. So, you know, the other alternative is the scap trap, guys, right? You could just lay on the bench and then pull like shrug. Let me see you, man.
Yeah, let me from getting it. All right.
Can you feel that contraction? And yeah, you got it. I think you got it.
Yeah, I can feel that.
You got it. That's good, man. On the first time, man. Look at that. That's what's up. That's
Speaking of manifesting and belief, you ever heard of 369 or not this song? I know what y'all we're not talking about getting low. I know as soon as my wife goes, she's gonna be like, get low. Okay, anyway. So the number is 369 or 555 or 10-10-10. I'm about to make this plain. So when it in a water bottle also. So we'll start with the water bottle. So when it comes to a belief in manifestation, there are certain people who believe that you can take a water bottle, sit it on the side of you take a water bottle. You hold the water bottle and you think about everything that it is that you want to accomplish and all the things that you want, your desires and your dreams. You hold that water. This is called like you're putting it in your dream. You're manifesting into an object, right?
Okay.
This is a positive way of objectifying. You're objectifying your dreams. You hold a water bottle. You think about all the things that you want and that you need. And once you have channeled all of that energy, all that mental energy into this object, you sit on the side of your bed. And whenever you feel negative, whenever you start to doubt that you're going to be able to accomplish those dreams, you open that water bottle and you take a sip of the water. All right? That's the water bottle object. I can't remember whatever. The water bottle thing. All right. Another one. 369. I like this one because it's kind of new. Write down 3 affirmations. Right. You will say those affirmations 6 times a day, and for 9 seconds of each day, you will think about your desires. 9 seconds, you will think and you will visualize your desires. And then the 555 is you will write down 5 desires or 5 affirmations or 5 things you want. You'll write them down 55 times. And you'll do that 5 days for 5 days. The 10-10 is pretty much the same thing. You write down, you make a list of 10 things that you want. You do that for 10 days, 10 affirmations. You just make a list of 10 things that you want. You do it for 10 days. So, people are trying to come up with different ways of manifesting their desires and repetition, like what you said, 369, 555, 10-10-10. Some other ways of manifestation besides like the objectifying thing or object thing is meditation. Of course, people talk about using meditation and visualization. And they talk about speaking words of affirmation. The visualization thing doesn't work for me, Dave, because I don't know. Seeing is kind of believing for me. So I'm not able to really meditate. I've never really been able to meditate or like close my eyes and just see something. You saw what my painting looked like. I'm not a very, I'm not a person who could.
Don't shortchange yourself, right? This is what I'm gonna tell you. And part of my my speech here, because I'm eating an apple, man. It's a mid-set nutrition break right here. All right. So the key to visualization for you, man, is basically this. Try to think of a time when you were at your happiest, man. You remember any time in your life where something came into fruition and where you're the happiest? Some people it's like when they got married. Some people it's like when they had their firstborn, whatever have you, right?
Yeah.
Try to think back on a time like that, right? And visualize that feeling, that and remember that feeling, what it smelled like, what it looked like, what the sounds you heard, right? And go back to that point. And then and then try to associate that with one of your goals, right? The feeling that you would have if that actually came into fruition, right? And that's what visual. And see, that you might not have exercised that that method of visualization. That's probably why it doesn't work for you. But you have to like associate it with something that you already know, right?
Yeah.
So like with most people, they're like, man, I ain't never had nothing good happen to me. Or you know what? That's easy because if that's the case, then you could think of one thing. You know what I mean? You can think of one thing, right? So for me, it's several things, right? But where I'm happiest, man, I remember when I had my firstborn, man, it was the craziest thing, man. I bawled, man. I cried. I remember that feeling. I remember her seeing I remember her when she came out of the womb, man, and she opened her eyes. That was the first thing she saw. So and I immediately just broke down, man. I'll tell you that right now. I remember that feeling. I remember the smell. I remember everything, bro. Right. So I try to associate that with a goal now, and that helps with visualization. So the key thing too is clear, concise words, right? And having a clear, concise goal in mind, man, and having that, and also like I said, with that clear cut visualization, man, it works. It really does work. And like you said, man, you already have a vision board, and that works for you. So it's the same thing. I think you could just take it a notch higher by trying to associate that with a good feeling in your life.
Yeah. One thing that there's that's really good information actually. Because when I try to visualize, I always get in my own way. Same thing with affirmations. When I'm like, I am this, I always get in my own way, and I'm like, but you're not. You don't have that. Like just saying. I always think that just saying it isn't going to make it happen. So the doubt.
And that's negativity, right?
Yeah, that's negativity, right? One thing. Shout out to I think it's Poppy Robinson. I think that she has that book. It's a wonderful little book of possibilities. She put out a book, real short read, but it's a book of affirmations. But instead of saying I am this and I want this or I will have this, even saying it doesn't even say I will have this. What she says is she starts statements with I wonder why, right? And so for instance, she says, so like one of my affirmations this morning was I wonder why so many people tune in to PE with Dave and Jay, or I wonder why my relationship with my wife is just flourishing and blossoming more and more each year. Or I wonder why my children are so healthy and so intuitive and so smart. So what you do is you play with the words, and by using I wonder why, somehow it tricks for me, it tricks my mind into not disbelieving. It keeps me from disbelieving. It's like I'm saying it as if I'm wondering why I already have it. It's like, man, I'm blessed. I wonder why.
It's a deeper understanding. It's trying to decipher why these things are coming into
why they're coming into you. Yeah. I really like that. Cool. Yeah. So shout out to Poppy Robinson. It's one other thing I wanted to run by you, man, before we finish up. Can I show you? I want to show you one of my favorite lat exercises. What do you think about that? I can feel my back starting to bleed a little bit. One of my favorite joints, Dave, is the close grip lat pull down. All right. Well, we're gonna have a pulley like so. All right. We're gonna sit down at the cables. Back straight up. I'm just gonna pull all the way down past my chest, past the top of my chest. I could feel those lats squeezing back there. And I'm gonna let my lats rake up. I'm gonna let it rake up. Like you said, control the negative. I'm gonna control the negative. So I come down, I hold, and I rake my lats up. It's one of my favorite back exercises. Couldn't leave today without getting this one in.
That's what's up.
And Dave, you said you have one for us.
All right, then the same motion, but like pull-ups, you know, because I struggle with pull-ups, and you know, I'm gonna keep doing that. So same, pretty much bar setup, and I'm just gonna pull up, control that motion. So I'm pretty much getting the same contraction as you.
Nice.
It's just that I'm using my body weight. That's all.
Yeah. Awesome.
You know what I mean?
All right.
So, yeah.
I'll let you get the first set. You get the
up.
first set. All right. So one other thing, you know, one thing has been all over the news. Of course, wanted to talk about it is AB, Antonio Brown. So plastered all over every television and every iPhone screen is Antonio Brown taking off his jersey, taking off his shirt, throwing Dusan up to the crowd, and just walking off the field. I know you saw this. And what a lot of the headlines say is that, like, he basically, Antonio Brown is at it again, or here he goes with some more shenanigans, or this fuckface Antonio Brown, you know? And it's like, people made a judgment about what was going on before they even knew what was going on. That off the rip, anything, and you know, I'm biased, man. I'll be honest with you, I'm biased. When it comes to organized sports, especially the NFL, I'm super biased. So as soon as I saw it, the first thing I wanted to know is what happened. What made Antonio Brown just walk off the field? Because they were trying to say it was mental health. They're trying to say that he had CTE. He just nutted up and went crazy. You know, like, I mean, that is very likely. It's very likely that he has CTE. But I wanted to know what sparked it. What have you heard about this, Dave? What have you heard about it?
So, you know, I'm gonna answer this real quick with a rhetorical, right? And you know me, man, I always kind of dig to, you know, a couple layers down. But are we not entertained with just football by itself? You know what I mean? As Americans, are we not just entertained by football? Just the sport. We have to deep dive into these guys' personal life. Now, granted, he did make it theatric, right? He could have just walked off the field. Whatever occurred, he could have just walked off the field and just left it alone. I mean, it probably would have still been a story because he left the field and come back, you know. But you know, he had to glam it up. You know, he put his spin on it, his AB spin on it, right? But that's all goes into, like, you know, the American culture of celebrity worship, man. You know, you got news, like sports news on televisions constantly. You have like a plethora of sports broadcasting companies, and all they do is play sports all day. So is it not enough to just, you know, cover sports? We have to cover their personal life. Not for what so that's the part that annoys me a little bit about our culture, is that celebrity worship, man. It's just like, I mean, we give these guys way too much credit. It's not, you know, football's not life, right? Football, right? You know what I'm saying? It's something that entertains us, man. And well, so, but look, we can go back to the question that you asked, okay? Because I can go on a tangent on that. But what I heard is that, you know, he was given an ultimatum, and he basically called their bluff, right? He called their bluff and said, you know what, man, if that's the way it's gonna be, I'm out. Right. And but he didn't, like I said, in this theatric form. And basically, you know, it kind of sparked controversy. It sparked the news coverage, of course. I mean, me personally, I would have handled that way. I probably would have just left it is what it is, a business decision, you know, made a business decision and kept it pushing. Because for what I understand, he came out of retirement or something to that degree, right?
He did. That's what I understand too. He came out of retirement when Brady went to the Bucs.
So he doesn't need this, you know what I mean? So them giving him pressure as far as, you know, playing, I don't know, from what I'm hearing, he was injured or something to that degree, and, you know, they basically did him an ultimatum, like, yo, get on the field now, or you're no longer a Buck, or some craziness like that. And he basically, like I said, called it bluff. And that's all I really heard about it. But again, I guess I want to deeper dive, you know, go a little further into that as far as, like, us as American culture and why the hell this matters. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was trying to, maybe
highlight that.
His theatrics. Well, yeah, exactly. Maybe his theatrics were trying to highlight a bigger problem within the organization and football, you know, and maybe it's all orchestrated, right? Maybe it's premeditated. Who knows, right? But again, man, I think I'm content with the sport itself. I don't really need to know them as people, okay? Because what do they do with this shit? what do they do with the proceeds? What do they do for us? You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I'm just content with the sport itself and leave the rest of the bullshit alone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just me. That's just me, man. You know?
And see me, I'm not even content with the sport itself. You know, maybe, okay, that might be wrong. That might be, I'm wrong in saying that. I love football. I love it as a sport. I'm not happy with the league. I'm not happy with the NFL. So, and that's the only way you can watch football, American football. It's the only way you can really enjoy it unless you're going to get out there and play on the playground, or, you know, go watch your kids play. And I would probably be a fool to let my son play football. But I'm just not happy with the NFL, man. I'm not happy with their handling of Black people, you know, or the Colin Kaepernick shit, or Marshawn Lynch, or Cam Newton, or I'm just not happy with the coverage, you know, and I'm not happy how these owners, you know, turn a blind eye to race issues and expect their players to just perform. And regardless of all of the backlash that, or some of the backlash that I've received in saying this, or that we were, you know, from even our podcast about the NFL Combine seeming like this auction block, you know, there are people who had problems with that. And regardless of what you say or what you think, you're entitled to that opinion, and we appreciate you watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. But I still feel like the NFL is like a modern day plantation, you know, with some white slave owners who are getting fat and big Black men who are just pushing the load, you know, and it pisses me off, you know. And so what I understand, Antonio Brown was already injured and was on the sideline, and he had a hurt ankle, and they told him to get in the game, and I think he had already played that day. I can't remember, but whatever it was, he didn't feel 100. He knew that his ankle wasn't ready. Whether or not that's true or not, whether he just didn't want to play or he was hungover or whatever the fuck, maybe he felt himself being crazy from CT. Whatever it was, he had a pre-existing condition. They knew about it. He told them that his pre-existing condition was the matter. And they were like, bullshit. No, it's not. Get out there and play. The doctor said that you could play, so you're going to play. And if you don't play, you're fired.
Right.
And shout out to AB for sticking his chest out. Shout out to AB for taking his jersey off and letting everybody know what is going on. You know, regardless if they thought he was going to be crazy or not. And then for all the people, I would say for all the, because I see a lot of people judging this brother, a lot of Black men judging this brother, because those Black men, I guess, are living vicariously through AB. They wish, right? That's their life.
American culture, celebrity worship. Celebrity
that's
worship.
The culmination of their life each week. You know, at least I may have a shitty job, or I may be out of shape, but at least AB scored a touchdown, right? But I just want you to know how seriously I support this shit. You know, like shout out to AB for that shit, man. But you know, regardless of all the people who have something negative to say about what he did, you know, hey man, I bet at your job you felt like quitting sometime. I bet you wish you had the money to walk away from a white man telling you had to perform or you had to do something. And you're gonna sit here and judge this man because he does.
Or else, right? Or hit you with the or else. I'm gonna tell you something though, man. To all be worthwhile. If we take these lessons, just exactly what you said, you know, the treatment of us, right? If we take these lessons and we start to do something real, like establishing a league of our own, man. If we took our talents, right? Well, we're what 70-80% of the league of basketball, football, whatever. And we said like you know, follow IQ footsteps and create a league of his own, right? He took some you know, old school basketball players, man. It's an entertaining league you know, in a sense as well. And he took old school players, you know, or retired players, and he made an entertaining you know, a sub segment of the NBA, right? And it's awesome, right? I mean, could you imagine if we were to take these lessons and actually say, you know what, we're done. We're done. Let's come together and actually do something and look out for ourselves, look out for each other. Because we make this. We make this. Like if we left, if we all left, what would happen?
What would happen?
But again, I don't think, and the thing is, man, these are highly, highly paid individuals. And a lot of us don't want to lose that lifestyle. Remember when we talked about a while back about having something to lose?
Yeah, sir.
You know, we talked about how strong we were in the 60s and the 70s or 70s now, but in the 60s. And because we had nothing. And then they started to give us things to lose. So we started to, right? So my thing is this, it's like, these guys are highly paid. And if they were to, you know, bring together, man, like, you know, I'm inspired by Nas' new album, Magic, right? Talking about why we plotting on each other, why don't we plot on millions? Why don't we adjust each other's terms? If we were to take all of that money and then created something real for ourselves.
Right.
I mean, so honestly, man, we got to utilize that talent that we're given. Okay, yeah, we have sports and entertainment. I know Derek didn't like that comment, but it's real, right? That's what we, if we own that, why don't we follow suit like the Jews do and create our own?
Yeah, it only makes sense.
Right?
It's like black hair care. It's like black hair care, right? Black hair care. Black women have the prettiest hair ever. And there is I could go all day on that. But long story short, Asians own black hair care products, you know, like 90% or some crazy shit. You know, we should own the products that we put in our hair, you know? If we are the athletes, we should own, and that's part of my problem with the league.
Who else uses it? Who else uses it?
That's part of my problem with the NFL. It's like, who's a black owner? Where are the black owners in the NFL? You feel me?
Yeah, man.
There's something wrong. Hey, man.
So, we can go in. We can go in.
We can go in.
Love to.
We can go in.
I would love to. But you know, but again, you know, you put me onto something real too, though. When we briefly talked about this earlier, you know, shout out to Adrian Peterson as well, right?
Yeah.
From what I understand, he kind of wrote him a tweet or something crazy like that, right? Yeah. Saying something to the effect of, you know, hey man, shout outs to you, kind of like what you're doing, congratulating them. Hey man, this ain't, you know, these guys believe that football is life. You know what I mean? At least it's life for them, but it ain't for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We play football.
Right.
We play football.
We play football.
Yo, you ever analyzed that, son? You ever sat down and thought about that? Like when you go to your job, you go and work, but these cats, you know, play football. But again, what they do prior to football, the workouts, you know, the training, the discipline, that's work.
All that work. That's work.
That's the work. And then they go and play football, and that's what we all see. And so, like, you know, you know what I'm saying? So again, you know, he's like, yo, you guys are, you know, we're playing a sport. These guys believe it is life. It's not life. You know what I'm saying? This is not life for us. So, you know, shout outs to him for that, man, and supporting.
I love to see that support, man. I love to see that support. Like, I love to see people, like, you hate on them all you want, but I love to see people like LeBron James, who are, you know, unblemished pretty much, you know, like no personal scandals, no craziness, you know, ain't slapping his wife around or slapping reporters. You know, he's a gentleman, a beast. He's a gentleman. He's a upstanding human being, a beast at his profession, and insanely rich. And he can call bullshit, and he can support what he wants to support. You know, so people can say whatever they want about some of these athletes, but I feel like they're waking up. You know, it may be that Sean Harris shit that he's talking about, that 400 years shit. You know, people, they're waking up. And if or when,
and becoming real shot callers, real shot callers.
When these A-list athletes and entertainers, when they start to own, it's gonna be a whole different generation, man. You know, a whole different generation, bro. Hey, I feel good, man. What about you?
Hey, man, this. You know, we talked a little earlier about you know, feeling bad, you know, for kind of cheating on your workout or cheating on your nutrition regimen, man. But just getting back in today alone, it's just kind of revitalized me, and I feel 100% better. So this is awesome, and I hope you guys do too at home. You understand? Just keep liking, keep subscribing. You know, keep supporting. Comment, man. Comment. Let us know how you feel. Let us know how you guys feel, man. Let us know you're supporting, man. You know, we need that, man. We're human beings too, right? You know what I mean? So like, let us know, you know, where we can get better. Let us know where we're, you know, how we're influencing you. And man, let's keep it pushing. Let's support.
Hell yeah, man. We love all the support, man. Yo, you've been in PE with Dave and Jay, where we build while we build. Yeah,
I know.
I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's under 100. I don't